Welcome, welcome, welcome to Sarah Arthur, the spiritual journey of an American Jewish woman, a folk musical. The time was one of celebration. Sarah Arthur was born.
Hey, Alan Graff here. Actually, Alan Stewart Graff. The reason I use my middle name Stewart is because I was named after my grandfathers, Simon and Abraham. Simon was my dad's dad, married to Leah, my grandmother, and they lived in Germany during the time when Hitler came to power. They were Jews, and they sensed the writing on the wall around 1936. Jews started to be not allowed to do certain things, and around 1938 they got fake Polish passports and sent their kids overseas away from Germany, but they stayed. They figured they would just fight it out, and it was a mistake. They ended up taken away and finally gassed at Auschwitz. That's defined my entire life, you know, those actions, those things that happened. And my dad escaped to America, ended up fighting with the United States Air Force, and then coming back here to carve out an existence. Since I was born and raised in New York, and those things that happened to him and to my granddad could have defined my life. I've been an activist, a lawyer, and a musician all of my life, trying to prevent what happened to my grandparents again. Never again means never again. But not just for Jews, for everybody. That's been sort of defining part of my life. The last place I end up living now is in Asheville, North Carolina. We had Hurricane Helene happened about a year and a half after I moved here. Everything went to hell. We didn't have water, running water, for about 3 months. During that time, I thought, wouldn't it be cool to put together a story that connected all of my tunes, some of the tunes I'd written over the years, together, and tell a story. Sarah Arthur, I made up her name, kind of after Herman Hesse's book, Sid Arthur, which was the story of the Buddha. And this was a woman, kind of like the Buddha, who was on a spiritual mission. She wanted to figure out what she was doing on the planet. Why was she here? What was her purpose? And I put together a story again during Hurricane Helene, connecting a lot of the tunes I had written, and put together a story that is about figuring out who you are, your identity as a Jewish person in New York, as a progressive person who's also not only interested in the rights of Jews, but the rights of everyone, anybody who feels outside of our society. And so that's how the story unfolded. I put all the songs together. I recruited a lot of really good musicians in Asheville, and some of my friends from around Tennessee, some women sang it, and I try to include as many women as I possibly could singing it and playing it because it was a woman's story. My hope in putting this together was that when people listened to it, they could identify with it as a search for identity, a search for meaning, a fight against oppression, a fight for justice, a fight for people who are the underdogs in our society. Through a musical, through a folk musical, because so I wanted to do something unique and different. And so that's kind of how the Sarah Arthur story came about, the story of a fictional Jewish woman who has a life somewhat like mine. We put together all the pieces and produced this nice musical, which we performed at the Jewish Community Center at Asheville. It's a vast project bringing all these musicians together, but it was well worth it. And I hope, that this story, a musical, inspires you to find meaning in your life.
I'm Christy Tortora, and I have the honor of being the narrator.
Oh my God, it is you.
So
I recognize you. Wow.
I'm really excited for the performance tomorrow. And to have so many stories represented.
Sarah, how's it going? Thanks for coming.
Yeah. At a very important time
Appreciate it.
when a lot of the world can relate. You know, stories and history tend to repeat themselves. And here we are. Let's learn something and be inspired.
Amazing. What's your name?
Jeff.
And what's your part in the project?
I'm playing the upright bass.
Did you play on the record as well, or are you just here for the live show?
Yeah, I did play on the record, and so I'm supposed to know all the tunes already, but that was a couple months ago. So I need.
But you're a good bass player, so
you'll
you'll just pick them back up.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Did you have a favorite song that you recorded?
Yeah.
Do you remember how it went?
I like the one that goes, "Let there be peace."
Oh, Let There Be Peace.
Da-da-dee-da-da.
All right, we got two votes for Let There Be Peace so
You
far.
didn't even play on that.
I didn't play on it, right? But I still like it.
That is a very musician thing. My favorite song is the one I didn't play on. Hey, what's your name?
Gary Rodberg.
Hey, Gary.
I'm the clarinetist.
Oh, and you're all over the album. And it's really good.
Like it?
Yeah. We love it. Did you have a favorite part or that you played or anything
I
like that?
like, my favorite song is Ferryman,
Wow.
because I
Okay.
kind of jazz out on it.
I love it.
I'm Sparrow.
And Sparrow, did you play on the record as well?
I did play on the record.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorure song?
I
Even if you can hum it.
like Ferryman.
Wow.
It's really fun. Yeah. Okay.
I love it.
Yeah. Very good.
My name is Terry, but people call me T or T-Bird or Bird. I'm being called on any of those. I'm just the singer on it.
Just
Oh, that's it. So humble. I love it. Did you have a favorite song that you sang?
I would have to say, yay, Ferryman or Faces of a Clown.
Amazing.
And
All right.
let me say, Terry lives in Nashville. Has got a long history of being like the backup singer for like major groups and people in Nashville.
Amazing. Well,
She's the one they go to. Her and Deb, who kind of retired, right? Isn't that true?
Yeah.
And you were also a music teacher.
36 years.
amazing.
So everybody knows everybody. We all introduced. Yeah.
Hi.
All right.
Hello, Ruben.
Right, I want to thank you all for playing on this project. I really appreciate it. It's a life's work, and actually, one of the tunes I was actually telling this to Maria. I wrote 35 years ago when I first met Maria, and it was called Seasons. I wrote it back in Portland, and I met Maria in a music store. She had a Mohawk at the time, and she was playing drums. And I went over to her.
What's the name of the band?
You know, I'll get into that.
Okay.
Well, it's my punchline.
Okay.
And I said, hey, and I think I was in law school at the time. I had to tell you, and I said, hey, you're a really good drummer. I'm looking for a drummer. And she looks at me like, kind of like, what the hell? And she goes, you realize the name of the band I play in? I said, what's that? The Cunts. We're a punk band. And they were opening for Nirvana and Soundgarden. So, and I found out from her that Kurt Cobain was just a total stoner.
Shocking.
Anyway, so the songs go back, you know, I've written some of them more recently and some over a long period of time. And the story I put together during Hurricane Helene. And when we play tomorrow, I'll do an introduction, talk to the crowd. But I did talk to a bunch of people at the JCC Friday and told them about this. So right now there's about 90 tickets sold.
Cool. It's very cool.
Hopefully we'll have more. You ready?
Welcome to Sarah Arthur, the spiritual journey of an American Jewish woman, a folk musical.
Your sister plays guitar. You're not ready for a car. You haven't maybe then. Who come and take my hand? You're bouncing off the walls. I sure hope you won't fall. The world is at your feet. You get everyone to me.
fight the Nazis in Europe. At the end of the war, he found his younger brother Joe in a concentration camp and brought him back to America.
She was forced to leave her family and her roots. She came here to see the life of freedom. She came here to start a life anew. She met a good man from New York City, a place they could safely call their home. They went and raised a beautiful family, gave him love, beauty, and tragedy of his own. Freedom, mother, grandmother, artist, and a friend. Freedom, compromise, and wisdom without end. No longer a passion, not often seen with the eloquence and grace of a queen. Everyone needs a safe place that they can call their own. Everyone has family with children of its own. Let there be light. Dispel the dark of night. All alone. No trace, no substance. It's like he was never here. He's invisible to the naked ear. He walks to the corner. People just passing by. No one would ever notice if he fell down and died, fell down and died. Ooh, fell down and died. Yeah, fell down and died. Never again means never again. We will deny asylum seekers a safe place to be. We won't crowd people in prison where there's no place to sleep. We will deny refugees food, clothing, and shelter.
May we cross this bridge and find what we seek.
Thank you. We ask our crew to take a bow. I want to introduce everybody. Krista Tortura's local actress. She's actually played on Nashville. She's our narrator and did a great job. Maria Callahan, I've known for 35 years. We actually played stringless guitars in Portland one time protesting street musicians being arrested. T. Calderon, who's been a high school music teacher and also a backup for a lot of famous Nashville musicians. They bring her in to do the oohs and ahs. Gary Rodberg on clarinet. My mother would want to tell you he's also a doctor. Jeff Hurst on bass. Jeff and I go back to the commune, the farm. We lived together there and ended up playing there. Charlie Shue on drums, and also Charlie's the executive producer, one of my co-producer on the album. He did a lot of great work on this. Really thankful to him. Sparrow Smith, who plays in a lot of bands around town, is really nice enough to play with us. M. Hurley for Movadia. And Kim Butler, who did just a profound job putting this all together on sound over there. So thank you very much for having us, your lovely audience. Thank you so much. We really appreciate being here.
We got Alan Graff over here.
I thought it was great. I was happy to come here because I love a passion project, but it way far exceeded my expectations, and I just loved it. I really, really enjoyed it. Good job.
I thought it was amazing to think that one person could write all those lyrics and the music and put a story together and tie it all together. I thought, that's amazing. What a talented person.
Yeah, I'll echo that.
I thought it was excellent. The music was brilliant. And I just so enjoyed the whole experience. I really loved it. I loved especially I loved the music. And I thought it was so well done. What about you? Yeah.
Me too. It was really impressive with the words and the whole theme of it was just great. I really loved it.
I was amazed that Ellen wrote this in a little over a year and has produced it and pulled everything together. And that's just one of the many things that he's accomplished since he's been here. But that's always how he is. He's the man.